All right, awesome. So, sorry everyone. Hello. Thanks for joining. This is the November HP Student Advisory Board. I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen. We have a little PowerPoint ready here. But at any point, if you all have any questions or want to share any feedback that you have, please feel free to send a message to Daisy. Daisy, if you could just say hi. Um, Maybe turn off your audio so everyone can see you or
Bye,
or
everyone.
yeah. Yeah, so just go ahead and send her a private message if you have any questions throughout any point in time. Um, so Diego's going to take us through the agenda here.
Yeah, so hi everyone, my name is Diego Reese if you already don't know me. If this is your first time here, so it's just a quick agenda and a run through of what tonight or this event's going to look like. So first we're going to have a little quick check-in and then just kind of like a reminder of like what the role and purpose of this town hall is for. Then we're going to run through some updates from each department or like group within the HP per mentors, and then general feedback form, any questions, and then we're going to do our helping hands form.
Awesome. Thanks, Diego. So for our check-in today, we just thought we'd ask, what's one thing you're looking forward to this month? We know that you might be a little bit stressed because of finals or a lot of stress like myself. So just go ahead and send in the chat what's something that you're looking forward to this month. And I'll stop sharing just to get everyone or see what everyone has to say. Yes, a lot of end of the semester, the break, sleeping, can definitely relate with everything that's been said so far. Oh, someone's birthday is next week. Happy early birthday. I have a December birthday, sadly, when we're not in school, so no one hypes me up on my birthday, but it's fine, you know. All right. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. So now Sinclair is going to take us with a little bit of background of what we're all about and what today is supposed to accomplish. So, Sinclair.
Yeah, so the Student Advisory Board, we meet, the town halls, we meet once a month, and it's designed to get student input in order to grow and improve HP. So we really appreciate you all being here, and we want you to share your feedback on the program. And we're also made up of 4 teams, which is the logistics and meetings team, the marketing team, the study hall team, and then the socials team. And in a second, each of those teams will go over their updates on upcoming events that we have. And yeah, so really the space is just for HP students to give feedback on the HP program so that we can improve.
Thank you, Sinclair. Yeah, I just want to take a quick second. Does anyone have any questions about this? Because I know some people are often confused what the Student Advisory Board is or maybe what the town hall is. So does this make sense or does anyone have any questions? No? Okay. And like I said, if you do, you can still send it to Daisy via private message if maybe you don't feel comfortable asking out loud. And then we'll come back to those questions at the end. So now for our team updates, we'll start with study halls.
Yes, so study halls, we have a study hall today, right after this from 7 to 9, and then our next study hall is in 2 weeks from now on December 2nd, so during finals week. And yeah, it is just a space for people to study together, and it's a big vibe. Very cool. But yeah.
Yeah, and so for marketing's update, just a reminder to please stay active on Slack like always. And if you still don't have the app or an account, we encourage you to do so you can, stay on top of all of the events and, be more involved in the HP community, and as well as follow our Instagram, which is SMC_HP. That's where we post most of our updates on events and all of that stuff. And then we just want to let you all know that First Gen Celebration Week was a success, and we appreciate all of your participation, and we hope that you all enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, so for socials, we don't have exactly as of now the exact date when we're gonna have socials, but we're planning on doing 2 for the coming semester. And the first one will be in February, but we will give more information out probably through email in January. So look forward to that.
Great. Thanks, everyone. So now is the time, which is, the big essence of this town hall, is just to get your general feedback that you have for HP, or if you have any questions, whether the feedback is positive or negative, we'd like to hear it all. This is just kind of a space for you all to kind of get the impact or talk about what you're feeling in regards to the program. And we obviously want to make this a supportive community for everyone, and the best your feedback, just to kind of encourage everyone to get their mind flowing. Maybe if you don't have something in mind right now, we're going to put everyone into breakout rooms. And we just encourage you all to use that breakout room and come up with at least one question and or whether it's positive or negative feedback that you have for HP. So we are going to ask each group to report at least one thing, so we can kind of, make this as productive as possible. And I just want to say that also all the peer mentors here leading this, we're all students. So we understand that sometimes it's difficult in this online setting, and especially in this breakout room. I've been in classes, obviously, where no one talks in the breakout room. We all know how awkward it is. So I encourage you all to just kind of talk. And if you don't have anything really, I encourage you all to get to know each other and maybe say one thing that in a way that HP has impacted you or something. So I'll go ahead and do that. Give me just 1 minute to assign everyone. All right, so I'm going to open the rooms now, but peer mentors, be advised, if there's more than one of you, I will most likely move you in a second. So just keep that in mind. All right, awesome. Thanks, everyone. I think we'll wait 10 more seconds to see if anyone else is still left behind here. All right, I think everyone's back. So thanks everyone for taking the time to do that. I hope everyone, I know there was kind of a lot of people in each room, but I felt like that might be easier to kind of get everyone's juices flowing, maybe, not sure. Let me know how productive it was. But yeah, I think we'll just go by each group, just kind of in order, just so we can get things going. And Daisy's going to be taking some notes, so we'll be taking this feedback into consideration in planning in the future. And then also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them also. And if you have any questions while we're answering others or we're listening, send them to Daisy via private messages at the end. So if we can get started with group 1. That was Daisy's group, so whoever was in that group, would you just get one person to share?
Yeah, sure, I can. I was in Daisy's group. I didn't have any questions, but I know that some people shared concerns about the times and barely being able to make it due to their lab schedules or their sports, if they're an athlete. I just gave feedback on how great you guys are doing, the HP, the peer mentors. You guys have a lot of, really good information, and you guys are really flexible, and you guys work really hard. I can see that. So that was the feedback for me. It was just to say you guys are doing good.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. If no one else from that group has anything to share, we can move on to group 2, but feel free to share if you wanted to say something else. Well, group 2 was the group, oh, I just scrolled all the way to the bottom. Group 2, if you know who you are, but I think it was a Launders group.
I'll say something. I'll say I'm pretty thankful for the HP program. I don't think I would have made it. I told the group through my first semester at St. Mary's. So that's big, you feel me? So I appreciate y'all. Even if you're not my direct connect, you feel me? I appreciate you too.
Yeah, we all agreed that y'all are very helpful and you keep tabs on us. And also, feedback we'd like to give is sometimes it's difficult for us to keep track of what events we went to. And like some of us would be second guessing ourselves and like trying to think like, oh, what event did I go to? And we want to double check. And we came up with an idea, like maybe a spreadsheet where we can go back and double check.
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion. And I think I was talking to a few mentees about that. So we'll definitely relay that feedback to the staff. And also just like a midpoint check-in in the middle of a semester, I think would be good just to kind of send out, where you're at. But just like a suggestion also that helps me keep track of events. I put everything on my calendar. So if that's on there, I usually go back and look at what event that was, and I put the name of the event as well. But definitely we'll relay that feedback to the staff and have that in place for next semester. Thank you. Great feedback from that group. Thanks. Group 3, Arturo's group.
I can share for what the group said as their feedback. They said,
Wait, thanks, Arturo, but I actually want to encourage everyone in your group to speak up.
Okay.
So our group said that we really like the social and we like the chat function. I think it was a great way to just interact with everyone. A thing that a few people said was they felt like the Zoom sessions were a little bit awkward sometimes, but I think that your events are pretty good and I like them. So
Yeah, also don't be scared though to say something that you don't like, because we're all kind of doing our best here, but obviously we're only human and there's only so many of us. So definitely share your input, even if it's negative, like, wow, this event was really whack, like never do that again. That is helpful, believe it or not. So maybe not like that, constructive feedback, maybe don't hurt our feelings, but yeah. So thanks, Jess. But anything else? I don't know if there's anything else, Arturo, now if you want to jump in. No, that was pretty much it. All right. Okay, group 4. Chris's group.
Basically, what I was saying is that I am really appreciative to HP because since I'm staying home, it's been really nice to have like the socials to connect with people.
Thank you. And yeah, that's definitely why we do the socials, especially now during this online environment. You know, we're all a community. We all share something in common. Even though we all don't have the same experiences, you know, we're all either first gen and or low income. So we kind of understand to some extent. So thank you for that. And we hope that you're enjoying the socials. And if you have any other suggestions, you know, it's hard definitely in this online environment to be social. So we're open to that kind of feedback too. But thank you, group 4. Group 5 is Frida's group. Frida, I don't know if your connection is still there, but I don't know if you want to call on someone who was in your group.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna make me do that.
Okay, I won't. Actually, I won't. Let's not put anyone on the spot, but yeah, you can even send it in the chat. I don't know. Is there something that came up in your group? You could share. You can just share, Frida.
It was mostly just positive feedback from everyone. Nothing like constructive. So they were all just being very grateful.
Okay, awesome. Well, then I better not hear any of y'all complaining anytime then. Yeah. Jokes aside, sorry. I'm a very joking kind of person. So anyways, room number 6, Ashley or Sinclair's group.
Well, I guess I'll go since I guess I kind of had some constructive criticism. So don't count me as a stick in the mud. I know it's not positive like everyone else's, but it wasn't necessarily about like this semester specifically. It was just kind of about in general. I mentioned I was unable to attend like the sales retreat or the 2 weeks of sales. And so I was saying like maybe potentially like for students who weren't unable to attend sales to have some type of like makeup retreat or like just some type of like bonding things with like other students who weren't able to make it, or maybe even students who were but were willing to like get to know new students, because I did feel like it was like a little more difficult to step into that when people had already made these very like tight connections through sales. But I mean it's on me more than it is like on HP itself, but I think that would be kind of neat if there was some type of like makeup or alternative to sales. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's kind of what I mentioned.
Yeah, for sure. And Teresa, are you a first year?
No, I'm a third year. That's why I'm like, okay, it's kind of not cool for me to bring this up now, but I'm just like, I just remembered this being back like way then. And
yeah,
kind of
no, totally valid. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something that we've noticed, like typically people who go to sales and people who don't go to sales, sometimes there's a bit of a disconnect. But yeah, I was kind of curious because this year in that was different from the past. But yeah, I think that's super good feedback and definitely something to look into. Even like just a 1 day like type of hangout would be good. So we'll look into that. Thank you. Yeah, does anyone have anything else that they maybe thought of throughout? Or I don't know, Daisy, if we have any questions that you got, maybe?
We're all clear here.
Okay. Awesome. Well, if no one else has any questions or comments, we can go ahead and move on. I'll share my screen again. But thanks everyone for sharing. So now we're going to go into the Helping Hands Forum, and I think Rita's going to explain what that's about.
So the Helping Hands Forum, basically Helping Hands was designed to build a better sense of community in our HP community by giving each other advice and having open conversations on topics that have come up in our peer mentor meetings, have come up in coach meetings, or things that we just think are important to talk about during this time. So because we're wrapping up the semester and a lot of us are very stressed, a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed, unmotivated, the topic of discussion for today is what are you doing to de-stress before finals? So Anahi's going to break us out into breakout rooms, kind of like we did before, and again, introduce yourselves to your group and also share any tips, tricks that you may have. This is a safe space, so feel free to be honest about how you're feeling. Yeah. Anahi, anything else?
No, sorry, I was looking for my unmute button here when I was sharing. But yes, that is it. Does anyone have any questions before we break everyone up? No? All right, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and actually recreate these. Maybe get more groups. I'll add 2 more groups there so they're a little bit smaller. Welcome back, everyone. I think we're still waiting for a few more people. Give it like 10 more seconds. All right. All right, this time we'll go ahead and go backwards in groups just to spice things up a bit. But I hope everyone had good conversations and what you were able to share some good tips. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. Group 8.
So we mostly had the same consensus of just stepping away from everything. One particular thing that we talked about was going outside, since we're behind a screen. So going outside, taking a break. Another thing we talked about was playing video games, which might be counterintuitive to the screen aspect, but I don't know, something to get your mind off exams.
Awesome, thank you. Also appreciate everyone, or you just turn on your camera to share. That was nice to see everyone's faces. I know I feel like a professor saying that. Oh, it was nice to see your face today. But anyways, it's true though. At group 7.
I don't know if that is my group, but I guess I'll go. I personally said I like to exercise and take a lot of naps. They just like get me through the day and studying. And then some of the other things my group mates mentioned were breaking up like the things you need to study, so not cramming a lot, and also just watching YouTube videos and your favorite shows.
For sure, some de-stressors in there. I'm not sure if, I think you were were you group 7? I'm not sure. There's so many names on here. But if anyone else has anything to add, please share. Group 6, maybe?
Which peer mentor was in that group?
Sinclair.
We basically said the same, just catching up on sleep and getting well rested for finals week, and also spending some time offline with the family.
Thank you, group 5, Alondra's group. Did y'all pick someone? No? All good. This doesn't have to be like super strict. Like really, if you have something, feel free to throw it out there. We're really just trying to get everyone to kind of think about this. And obviously, we might not all be going through the same things, but we all can relate on some level as students. So just kind of sharing some tips, because you never know who might need it, even though maybe you might be doing well yourself, or maybe you're not doing so well. It could really help someone else. So maybe we won't do this whole group structured thing. Maybe we'll just piggyback. So if you were someone that was assigned to speak, please just feel free and speak about what your group shared.
All right, so Daisy said she got a really good diffuser and it really helps her out. We also talked about like going outside, because the screen can be so tiring. Like I'm a science major, so I have like 2 labs and they last like 4 hours. And so I'll be on screen for like more than 8 hours, and I feel like getting off the screen is really helpful. Some people talked about watching shows on Netflix, which is super nice, and I also like a lot of shows. And a thing that helps me out is like, I don't know if you guys know this, or you all know this, but like for counselors or counseling sessions, you get 12 free ones from SMC, and one of those really helps me out before finals. I don't know if there's any other good ideas, but I think the counselor one really helps me out.
Thanks, Jess. Also, I appreciate your inclusive language there. That was a nice catch.
You already know.
Something we also said in our group with Daisy is like sometimes just doing nothing is great. Like, just do nothing, get a day off, and to just relax.
Yeah, for sure. Also, like for me, like creating a list and just crossing things off is like super de-stressing to me. After I'm able to cross something off, it's like a huge weight lifted off my chest. So definitely setting priorities and setting timelines for you to get those done will definitely help to de-stress your levels. I know I'm kind of preaching that right now, but I struggle with this myself. But I try to do that. So it does help me minimize my stress levels when I, set a priority list and get those things done. Do any of the peer mentors want to share something they do to de-stress?
Yeah, I can share. So similar to a lot of other people, I like to do like walks every once in a while just to kind of get into nature and relax and kind of center myself. And then like everyone else, I like to binge shows. So like on Netflix or anything really, just to kind of like relax and like get out of my head of like thinking about school and everything. So those are some things that I like to do.
Any final thoughts from everyone else? We appreciate everyone sharing. I know it's kind of later in the day. You might feel a little bit slumped, but we appreciate you being here and sharing.
I will say do something extreme. Like I don't do things in moderation. So worrying about like what's gonna happen, like don't just go wild. Like, we spent like 14 weeks. So I'm thinking about like, going breaking the TV or something. Like that's a real de-stressor. There's like levels to this. So like go wild. Like you have a whole week, There's Black Friday too. So if you want a new TV, grab a hammer. So I would say don't do nothing in moderation. Just go extreme, go wild, live your dreams.
I appreciate that big energy. Definitely maybe not break a TV that you just bought here. That might be a little bit expensive, but I appreciate the inspiration there.
I think you meant break one that you are going to replace anyway.
That's true. Thank you. All right. Well, we appreciate everyone being here. That's pretty much all we had for you today, I believe. Have we sent the link yet? I'm not sure if we sent. Can someone send the link? Just to the attendance tracker. So this is the tracker that someone brought up earlier that they're not sure which events that they've been to, but please fill out this tracker so we know that you've been to this event. And definitely for next semester, we'll try to implement something to send out to everyone, or we'll bring it up to the staff and see if we can make that possible. Appreciate everyone being here. Good luck on finals. We got this. You all got this. Don't doubt yourself. You just got to put in the work, got to study, get those last assignments and papers due as soon as possible, and you all got this. But thanks for joining. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.